So let's see how to use this transitions zone pack in DaVinci Resolve. So once you download this pack, you get this zip file. Now just unzip the zip file and you will get this folder over here. Now if you open up this folder, you'll find these subfolders over here. So the first folder will be the install pack. If you open up that, you'll find two different files over here. So first one is the .drfx file and the next one is the .zip file. You can install with the drfx file only, you don't need the zip file. But if you want to install them manually, you have this zip file which you can extract and you can install them manually if you want. But you can install directly with this .drfx file, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Make sure your DaVinci Resolve version is 17.4.1 or above. Below version will not work. Now once you're in the DaVinci Resolve and you're in the edit page, just click on this effects. Now as you can see in the video transitions, the transition zone pack is not installed yet. So now you can minimize that and come over here to this .drx file and you can double click on that. So once you double click on that, it will ask you for to install. So just click on the install button and it will install it for you. Now you can open up this DaVinci Resolve and from here you will find this transition zone. Now you can just open up this and find all of these subcategories. You can select this transition zone over here and you can collapse down the packs over here like so, or you can sort them from here. Now let's see how to apply them. I have laid two different images in the timeline. You can use videos as well. So now let's let's suppose I'm just going to use some mask over here and you can preview the animations by hovering over it. See? Now I can just drag and drop the transition in junction of these two video clips, and as you can see, the transition will be applied. Now one more thing, these transitions are made in Fusion, so they will use some effects from the Fusion. So if you have a bit higher configuration system for editing, then it will be fine for you. But if you have a lower configuration system, then the preview will be a bit laggy for you. So I will recommend you to go back over here, the playback, and in the timeline proxy mode, make it to quarter resolution. So while you are editing, the preview will be a bit lower, but your workflow will be fast. And one more thing, just go over here to playback and the render catch, make it to smart. Make sure it's checked. And once you do that, there will be a red line on top of your transition. The red line will turn to blue. For me, it's not showing over here. Must be some kind of glitch over here, but there will be a red line if you turn on the render catch. And just wait for a moment to make it blue. Then your transition will play nicely. Now let's delete this transition and let's move on to some other category. There's plenty of good categories over here which you can use. Let's select on this pan. Now from here you can choose this pan down, pan left, as you can see. So let's go for the pan left, apply over here. And if you want to increase or decrease the duration, just pull this handle to the right or the left side and the duration will be affected by that. Or if you want, you can select this transition and come over here to this inspector tab, and from here you can manually type your duration in seconds or in frames. Now all of these transitions will have their own settings. Now as you can see, this transition has media 1 invert, media 2 invert. That means if you just uncheck one of these invert, the animations will be different. The first image going to the right and the next one coming to left. If you just click on the next one as well, the animations will be completely reversed like so. So that's pretty handy over here. So if you want, let's suppose you have added this one over here and then you want a reverse transitions on the next one. So all you can do is just press Option or Alt button on your keyboard, press and hold and just drag and drop over here so that they can be copied. And now in the new one, just select it and just click on this invert button. So this one will be from right to left and this one will be from left to right. So you don't need to go over here again and again to change some tweaking over here. Now here you will find a couple of things. There will be some motion blur. By default, most of them will be turned off because motion blur will take much more resource than the normal radial blur or directional blur. So by default there will be a directional blur, but for some reason if you don't like this additional directional blur or radial blur depending on the transition, you can turn off from here. Just press 0 and press enter on your keyboard. As you can see, the blur will be turned off. Now you can click on this motion blur. And now make sure to set the quality and shutter angle. Don't crank up the quality too much because it will give more stress to your system. So for me 5 is good. If I just play back over here, see, it looks nice, but you can crank up to 8 or 10 if your system is okay with that. And then you will find some easy in and out. Here by default there is expo, but you can change it. Let's suppose I want this one to none and this one to bounce. So once I do that, let's turn off this motion blur for now. I'm just going to turn on this directional blur. As you can see, there is a bounce animation going on. Let's go to some another transitions. You can go over here. There is a pan second media corner. There is a pan second media. So if I just drag and drop over here and play it back, you'll see. Now I can just go over here and invert the transform, and it will come from the right side. You can control the blur opacity, shadow strength, etc. etc. Then you will get a lot of variety of this pan second media. As you can see, it can come from the corner, all corners, down, left, right, etc. Then you will find this pan blur. Okay, I'm not going to apply all of them. You get the idea. This is pan bounce. It will pan and bounce at the end. Then you will find this pan film roll. Okay, you get the idea. This is a pan hit. Let's apply this one. See, it looks nice. And again, you can come over here, invert the transform. By default, there is a motion blur, and you can change the animations over here. Okay, let's go to the next one. There's a pan lens. This one is pretty cool, as you can see. And pan lens left, right, up, etc. Then you will find this panoramic corner. Okay, this one is also pretty cool. Then you will find some perspective one over here. Let's apply this perspective. And I'm just gonna increase this over here. Some transitions will look good if you increase the duration. So just play back them. If it looks too fast, so just increase the duration. It will look good. Like so. Now for all of these pan transitions, you can select over here and you can control this media amount. So the media amount will fix how many images will pan throughout the transitions. So for now, as you can see, there is 3 images rolling up over here. But if you need a really high number, you can crank it up to, let's say, 8. And let's increase the duration a bit as well. If I just play back, as you can see, there's a lot of image moving on. So there is total 8 images moving on through this transition over here. So you can control this from here, media amount. So not all of these transitions will have this media amount, but most of them will have this amount section. So you can control the amount from here. So now let's move on to the next. So these are all perspective, vertical, horizontal, etc. Then you will find this pan tile. It's also very cool. Then you will find this pan vintage. There are some grungy vintage looking style over here, from left to right, etc. Okay, then let's move on to another one. Let's go to the card flip at the top. And here, let's scrub through. See, it looks nice. It's the diagonal, card horizontal, etc. Then you will find this card bounce effect and the card throw. Let's add the card throw over here. See, it's pretty fast. And you can go to this cube 3D. There's some 3D effect with cube animations, as you can see. Right, left, bounce, etc. over here. Then you will find this distort effect. If I hover over them, you can see there's a distort effect over here. If I just drag and drop and apply, I can control the scaling amount of the distortion, you can control the invert, and you can control the scale strength so that it can look more warp kind of animation. Okay, and then you will find this warp kind of effect. This is twist rotation. This is also distort effect. So you can combine them and create your presentation very unique with this. Then you will find this door opening. So these are very simple door opening which will look good with your presentation. And there is some extra ones, so you can just hover with them and check them over here like so. Fade, this is very self-explanatory, so there will be plenty of fade, blur, color, luma, mosaic, flicker, wipe, etc, etc. And then there is a glitch. The glitch one is very interesting over here. There's plenty of glitch available. So this is the bad TV. Okay, then you'll find this standard glitch effect over here. Okay, some crazy ones to some subtle ones you can apply. Let's apply this glitch 13 over here and just give it a moment to load. It looks very nice. Now I can just control this glitch transition over here and come over here. From here you can control the noise, detail, contrast, brightness, etc. So by that you can change the look of this glitch. So let's control the details over here. As you can see, it is affecting over here. So I'm just gonna make this approximate to full so that you can check it clearly, as you can see. And you can control the contrast, brightness. See, it will be affecting this entire glitch. Now you can control this noise X and Y. So let's increase the Y and decrease the X. And you can change the noise angle, pixel frequency. See, the background pixel is changing over here and pixel strength. And then you will find this color channel. So by default the red is off. So if you just turn on that, the chromatic aberration on the image will be turned off. But you can turn on or off these color channels to get some unique look. Now, all of these glitch transitions will have their own effects, which you can modify to create your own transition. Now there is another cool feature. If you just come over here and let's suppose you have changed a lot of things over here to make it unique, and you like to keep it so that you can use it later. So all you can do, let's suppose you have changed some of these things over here, and like so, as you can see, it has been changed. I'm just gonna change this one as well. Now you want to keep it over here. So now just right click over here and create transition preset. Once you do that, I'm just gonna call it test glitch and hit OK. So once you do that, you can come over here to the video transition, and if you just scroll down, there will be a section called user. See, and it will be saved over here. Now you can just click on this favorite icon and it will be favored for you, and now you can use it whenever you want. Okay, so that's it for this transition. I'm not going to go through all of this transition over here. You can check them in the preview, and there is plenty of other things like stretch, typography. Let's take a look at this typography over here for a moment. Let's drag and drop over here. So as you can see, that's pretty simple. A typography animations with transition. You can increase this out. The text can be a bit longer. Now you can change the text over here. Okay, you can add lines, change font, etc, etc. You can change the background color, and that's it. So in the same way, you can drag and drop and apply all of these transitions and create your own presentation. Now let's suppose you want to uninstall this transition zone pack from the DaVinci Resolve. So let me show you how to do that as well. So for that, just go to your Fusion tab and just click on this effects over here. Okay, now from here, select this template over here. Make sure to select it and come over here to this 3-dot icon and click on that and click on this show folder. So once you do that, the root folder will be open for you, and as you can see, the .drfx file is installed over here. Okay, so this is your zip file, and this is the actual root folder over here. So now just select it and delete it from here, and once you do that, I'm just going to close it. If I just go back to the edit tab, you will see there is no longer the transition available over here. So as easy as that. I hope this video helped. If you need any other support, feel free to contact me. I will be happy to answer.